We are now talking to Oregon safety Marko Vidackovic. Marko, what's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You look like you put on some weight, bud.
Yeah, I gained a few pounds for sure.
That's good, man. It's good for football. It's good to get your body into shape for next season. Oregon's going to need you. That's for damn sure after what happened against Iowa State. And to me, could be the next head coach for the New York Jets, Matt Campbell. So before we get into that, how are you and your family doing with this pandemic?
Pretty good. My family moved back to Germany now. So they're doing pretty good. They're actually on a lockdown right now. But yeah, they're doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good over here. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. At least you're safe. You're not sick. And if you want, you can come over and beat Speedy up. But you're not because you guys are Giant fans, unfortunately. Anyways, so I'd like to know your opinion of the New York Giants season after watching them and actually getting knocked off by the Philadelphia Eagles because they decided not to play in the second half. So what was your thought of the Giants season, and what were your thoughts from last night, that debacle of Philadelphia? And I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan too. I root them on besides the Jets. I thought that was a complete debacle. I think the Eagles really screwed the Giants. What were your thoughts with the Giants season in that?
So for the season, I would definitely say a big step in the right direction. We started off horrible. I think, 1-7? Completely horrible. Was looking like we might have the number one pick. But then we turned around second half of the year. Went 5-3, I think. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty good. We beat a good team in the Seahawks. We played good down the stretch. I think we would have won the division if a few plays didn't happen this year, like the Evan Ingram drop versus the Eagles. If we win, because we win that game if he catches that, and
I agree with you.
Then there's no debate on what happens last night. And last night, you have Jalen Hurts in there for 3 quarters. It should have been 17-17. I don't know why they went for it on 4th and goal when they could have just tied the game up. And then they put the third stringer in for some reason. I don't know why, but sure looked like they were trying to throw the game to get a better pick. I don't think that we would ever do that. I don't think that the Cowboys would even ever do that, or even the football team now. But I guess that's what the Eagles do.
So as a defensive player, what were some of your impressions of the Giants defense this year? Was initially at the start of the season, we knew they had the upfront talent with Williams and Lawrence and guys like that, but we didn't know about the secondary. They bring in Bradbury, and the linebackers especially played very well too. And obviously, you being a safety, Xavier McKinney, a big specialty from this draft. So what were some of your impressions of the defense, both individually and as a team unit?
So individually, I was very happy to see that Leonard Williams play really good. I mean, he had 3 sacks again yesterday. It's safe to say that I'm pretty sure everybody wants him re-signed. Dexter Lawrence played amazing. Dalvin Thompson played amazing. And then Blake Martinez was a beast in the middle of the field, that middle linebacker. He had like 150 tackles. And yeah, the signing of Bradbury was big. You could obviously see that because we were isolating him a lot to the field with the number 1 receivers of every team. And then I'm just excited to see what next year's going to hold for McKinney and Jabril up top. I also thought Julian Love played good at corner towards the end of the year when they moved him there. And I'm happy we re-signed Logan Ryan. So I just think if we have the way our defense kind of meshed and the way they play together and how hard they played under Patrick Graham. McKinney didn't really play this year, and now towards the end of the year he played, and he played pretty good yesterday too. So I'm just excited to see where it goes next year. We have a lot of guys still under contract. Hopefully we re-sign Blake Martinez. We re-sign Leonard Williams, and maybe draft another linebacker. I feel like we need more of a coverage linebacker and maybe more of an edge threat because we have interior D lineman, but not really an outside threat. But we'll see. It'll be good for sure.
We are talking to Oregon safety Marko Vidackovic. We had him on a show a couple of months ago, actually about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and he was great. We're happy to have him on again. Shout out to Jillian for getting Marko back on, and we're rooting for him next year in a season where Oregon could be really, really tough, really, really good. What were your thoughts on the ball game? Iowa State, it was a great game. It was a fun game to watch. But at the end of the game, you saw Matt Campbell and his Iowa State team just completely dominate the game the last 10, 12 minutes of the game. What were your thoughts of the ball game?
I would definitely say they played a great game. Definitely hats off to them. They won that game. But I feel like we definitely shot ourselves in the foot. We had 5 turnovers. There's no way you would ever win a game having 5 turnovers. Yet after we had 3, I felt like we were still in the game. But I mean, yeah, we basically killed our own chances of winning that game with all the turnovers. So that's something we got to work on for next year, and then we'll definitely be back there sooner rather than later.
So throughout the year, obviously a very small sample size because it was a shortened season for the Pac-12. What were some of your impressions of your Oregon defensive teammates? Obviously, we know about the defensive lineman with Thibodeau and Salai, I never can pronounce his name, and then Brady Breeze as well at safety, who was one of the best in the nation. But even some of the other guys, some of the younger players, what were some of your impressions of the way they played this year?
I would definitely say I was very impressed by all of them. Learning a lot from each and every player, just seeing how they conduct themselves at practice, how they treat practice, how they treat the weight room, and even just off the field. And then just as a unit, just the way we responded, we kind of started off slow, but then we got better and better each game. I thought we played really good, even versus Iowa State in the second half. We played really good versus USC. One of my teammates, Jamal Hill, he basically like a bigger brother to me. I look up to him, and he played amazing versus USC. And just to see the work they put in on a daily basis, and seeing how that definitely always pays off, that was just amazing to see this year.
You look at college football now, and everybody keeps talking about Trevor Lawrence and the fact that he's a generational type of talent. And you watch in the Sugar Bowl, Justin Fields outplayed him in the Sugar Bowl. So a chip on your shoulder type of player that went out there and has an opportunity now to win a national title against Alabama. When you look at your position and the safety position, is there a particular player that you saw this year that stood out to you and really took their team to higher heights like you saw Justin Fields do in the Sugar Bowl?
So at the safety position?
Yes, at the safety position.
To be honest, I didn't really pay much attention to the other teams. I was just going to focus on us the whole year. I watched the games, but didn't really pay particular attention to them. But I would just say on our team, Nick Pickett definitely elevated our standard. Verone McKinley elevated our standard, and they kept at it. They kept bringing the juice every day at practice, and it definitely showed up on game days. And even same thing with Jamal Hill. They always showed up in practice, and then it showed up in the games, and it definitely gave us the juice we needed.
So the Pac-12, their players were a big advocate for the safer season. They want having players get support more often, healthy, stuff like that. And we see the balance of power in the NFL and even the NBA, especially the NBA, shifting where it's a players-run league. But in college, it's not really like that. Do you think this could be the steps to start something like that? Because you saw other schools and other players really start to catch on to that from what the Pac-12 players were doing.
Yeah, I definitely think that's just going to keep progressing in the future. It's just going to keep progressing, and there's going to be more done in the future for sure, I feel like. And it's just going to keep on going from here on now. It's just going to keep it getting better. So can't wait to see what the future holds in regards to that.
We are talking to Oregon safety Marko Vidackovic. I love it, Vidakovich, the German sensation, New York wonder, and will play for the New York Jets, not the New York Giants, just so you know. You see his faces every time. Listen, if you want to piss off Marko, all you got to say is the Giants stink and the Jets rule. There you go, and he'll make his.
No, that's not true.
Come on, Marko. You could say the same thing in reverse to piss him off.
Well, I'll tell you the Jets stink too. You know. So, what are your thoughts this year with the NFL adding the extra team to make the playoffs? Do you find this move to really change the NFL moving forward? Are you surprised that a team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't win their division? They're a 5th seed. Do you see them going all the way to the Super Bowl? What are your thoughts to the playoff roles of some of these teams? What are your thoughts to the new rules of the playoffs with the added team? So is there anything that stands out to you now watching 2021 playoffs for the National Football League?
At first, when they came out with the rule before the season, I was kind of skeptic, and I was kind of like, why would you take another bye week away from like the second best team in the conference? But looking at it now, I feel like they definitely made it more competitive. They had 3 teams yesterday, all had to basically play their starters, the Packers, the Saints, and the Seahawks, because they were trying to get the number 1 seed and get that bye week. So it's definitely making it more competitive to be good and to earn your bye week. And then with the Buccaneers, anytime you have a team better in your division, it's always going to stink that you're the wild card team. But I feel like adding that 3rd wild card team also gives room to another really good team to make the playoffs. I feel like that was the case in the AFC this year, not so much in the NFC, because I don't think the Bears are really going to do anything. But in the AFC, the Colts, the Browns and the Ravens, all of them deserved it. So I think that's definitely going to bring a lot more competitive to the playoffs. And in terms of the Buccaneers, I think if Mike Evans can play next week, or at least come back in 2 weeks, because I don't think they'll have a problem next week with the football team, I can see them making a run, because I'm never going to bet against Tom Brady, especially come playoff time. And they have a really good defense. And now Antonio Brown's starting to catch his stride. The running game looks good. Brady started playing better towards the end of the year. I'm pretty sure he had like 3 games now in the past like 4 weeks where he threw 4 touchdowns, almost 400 yards. So if Evans isn't hurt seriously, it's going to be dangerous. I think it's going to be them or the Packers for the Super Bowl then.
So from one playoff to the other, college football playoff, there was a lot of controversy of who was going to get that 4th seed. Now, obviously, Alabama probably would have blown out any of those teams anyway, but there's been a talk for a while with the 8 teams, 12 teams, 16 teams of playoff expansion. And especially you being a Pac-12 guy, they've only made the playoff once in 2016 with Washington. Do you think the college football playoff should expand more like that, make it more like the NCAA tournament or something like that? And if so, how many teams do you think is best?
I definitely think they should expand it. I like the 8-team idea because that doesn't make it too big. And I know how they do it on the FCS level. I think they have 32 teams in there. I think that's maybe a little too big. And I feel like that could wear teams down more if they had to play more games. But I definitely like the idea of playing, I guess, 3 games in the playoffs with the 8 teams, or however you would do that then. But I like the 8-team idea because I still think that allows, I guess, the favorites not to have too many games, but that also gives other teams more of a shot that I feel like deserve it every year, because I felt like this year teams like Cincinnati deserved it. They definitely deserve the shot. Texas A&M deserves a shot, but just because of the 4-team format, they couldn't make it, and I feel like that's how it is every year. That's why I feel like it should get expanded.
Marco, before we let you go, and I know you're a busy guy over there at the great – you're in Oregon right now, right? You're hanging out over there, chilling out, partying with the all COVID ladies dancing around with their masks on, right? No partying over there? Nothing? Man, that sucks, man.
He would have been partying if the Giants won the division, though.
He'd be hanging out in his small little tier of a closet of a room, and he'd be putting on a Happy Feet or whatever the heck he watches on TV and enjoy himself, right?
Probably, but probably put on a Super Bowl run, but we'll see.
So before we let you go, what stands out to you coming into this new season, 2021, this new year? What are you looking forward to as far as you as a player, as your career, your family life? What are you looking forward to in 2021 after that horrible 2020?
Hopefully, I mean, just in general, talking about life, hopefully everything comes back to normal sooner rather than later. I feel like everybody's, I guess, kind of had enough of the COVID lifestyle now. Hopefully it goes away soon. But then in terms of, school, hopefully just keep my grades up, learn a lot this year. And then in terms of football, just getting better with every opportunity that I get, going hard in the weight room, and just becoming a better player, understanding the game better. And just in every aspect of my life, just trying to improve. That's always the goal. And then, hopefully life just gets normal soon.
Well, I'm going to be rooting for you, man. I'm going to be rooting for you. I know you're a Giant fan. That's the only thing I don't like about you. That's the only thing I don't like about you. You're German. I'm German. We've got a lot in common. And I don't know how to speak German. You do. So you can help me with that when we actually get a chance to meet when you get drafted, okay, to the New York Jets.
I might have to pull Eli Manning on that.
Well, all right, Marco. Now you're starting to make me really not like you. But we really appreciate you joining us. We want to get you on when the season starts. We'd like to know how you feel, how your body feels with the new season. You look like you put on some weight since the last time we talked to you. So I could see the difference in your body, and I want to see you succeed, my friend. And happy that you're a fan of the show, and happy that you're a friend of the show, and looking forward to getting you on again.
Yep. Appreciate you guys for having me on, and hopefully I'll be on again in the future.
Oh, you will. Absolutely will have you on. We love you, man. So stay safe. Stay less egotistic like this guy over here. Make sure that you don't buy yourself those SpongeBob tidy whities.
They don't exist. Don't listen to him, Marco.
Make sure you don't go and buy those. But all in all, I wish you all the luck in the world, and we'll be in touch very, very soon, Marco.
All right. Sounds good.